Welcome back to Ear Hustle, where we spark conversations with influential people. I'm Asia.
And I'm Destiny.
And joining us today, we have a very special guest, a hit record producer, songwriter, entrepreneur, investor, fashion mogul. The list really goes on. And he also just happens to own the studio that we're recording in, Gibson Kagni. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
I think that was the best intro.
Right.
So far, right?
Yes.
You scared to get kicked out of the studio or something?
No, people need to see the face behind the studio.
She bought 90% of the equipment. I just bought the most expensive stuff.
Oh my gosh, whatever. Okay, so tell us about the studio first so people can know, because we got to get it out there.
It's true. Well, this was like an idea that I had for a long time, and I travel a lot, and I was kind of tired of it since I'm like a single father. I wanted to be here more around my son. I decided to invest in getting a compound for that will cover everything, like one-stop shop. It's not easy. It's been a year. In the beginning, it was good, slow, but I love the place. It's unique. It's one of the nicest studios in Atlanta.
Yeah.
People love it, the vibe. We have a store, conference room, recording studio, podcast.
Photography.
That was her idea. Sometimes she be having a big mouth, but sometimes has good ideas. And we got photography, and we design clothes for other people. We have a manufacturer in Turkey. So we're trying to do it all. I'm trying to bring in people. I mean, it's not easy, but I'm really proud of everybody that came through here. We did a good job. She left us because she's in love. But anyway,
Because I'm in love.
I'm just. You want to be? Hey, podcast is being honest. I hope he makes it to the NFL. I'm praying for him.
You have to stop right now. You can't be exposing me like this, okay?
I ain't say no name. I just said what I had to say.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so for any creatives, producers, photographers, anybody, this is the place to be. It's here in Buckhead in Atlanta. So if anybody needs a place to create, save.
800 Miami Circle, Suite 200.
Yep. Okay, so just to get things going, we just want to make sure people get some knowledge and some entertainment. I know you have a lot of wisdom, so I'm not worried that people are going to learn some stuff from listening to this. So as long as we get that, we're good.
That's part of my life.
Okay, so typically we do things a little differently, but for you today, just to break the ice, we're going to get right into the games. So we're going to need you to roll the dice, okay? And that's going to tell us what segment we're going to do.
For real?
Yes. Redo it. It has to land on the table. I brought you the green one because it's like
6.
symbolizing more money coming your way.
6.
Okay.
Kings.
Okay, 6. This is called Why Do Men, okay?
Okay.
So I asked around. These are all the questions that women want to know why men do this, like from a men's perspective, honestly.
My second name is Dr. Love.
Openly.
So
okay. All right. Let's see. Why are some men scared to show off their girl on social media once they get in a relationship? Or once they're in a relationship, why do they not post? Or like why do they act like a little not so public?
Could be 2 things. The first thing for me, I think privacy saves a lot of things, especially Atlanta being a small city. The other thing, it could be if it's somebody that's shady. I'm a very private person. Like, you can look at my Instagram, but when you get to know me, I'm super private about my life.
Yeah.
I could travel the world with a girl without you even knowing. You got to be a fucking spy to know that there's a girl.
This is very true.
So what I'm trying to say about that is I like privacy because I think social media has taken over so much and has destroyed so many great things because of envy, jealousy, and everything else. Some people might do it for different reasons. But I probably would do it. I will eventually put it out there. But I got to make sure this is the right one. It's like bringing a kid around a woman, bringing a kid around a man. It's not. We do it, but we don't take conscience of the consequences about. You can't just introduce people. I mean, after 5 months, maybe 6 months, you cannot predict the future with a woman or a man. But I will definitely post my man girl after a while, when I know that the chemistry is there.
Main girl.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah,
when I say
no.
main girl, it doesn't mean that I have. But I don't even move like that. I don't have time for that. Trust me, that's just money out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I'd rather focus on.
But if you
Not
feel
a
like
girl.
it's the right one, you don't have a problem with posting her.
If he's the right one, I don't have the time. If I don't have the greatest chemistry with you, it's gonna take me a while before I really post you, and that has nothing to do because I'm fucking around or anything. If the chemistry is like something crazy and this and this and that, but if I'm not sure about you because I still have doubt about the way you move and you talking to other niggas
Yeah.
and DMs and I'm not gonna expose myself. I respect myself. You have to understand the biggest thing for me is respect. It's not money. It's none of that. It's respect. Like you cannot walk around the line for somebody to say anything about me. What the fuck you gonna say about me? That I'm
Yeah.
what? That I don't smile? That I'm what? I look rude?
Yeah.
But once you get to know me, I'm the funniest person. But I don't open up to people like that, so you don't need to be in my private life.
So that's a different perspective, I guess. Like, I feel like girls, when their man or whatever isn't posting him, they think it's because
Take
they
it the
want
wrong
to
way.
Okay,
they
they
want
take
to
it right
hide
because they
them,
want
or they
that
think they're
validation.
cheating or whatever.
Okay, but
but
guess
really,
what?
it could be the guy trying to protect themselves from looking stupid because
Protecting her. I'm protecting you because now you are in a situation that you wanted and you don't want to ruin it by people coming to
protecting
you
the
and
relationship.
talking and saying, and then once people start talking about your man, they put in ideas in your head.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? If it's not true, you're still gonna, woman make
Yeah, you're
moves in
still
their
gonna
head.
think. Yeah.
I mean, a woman gonna come to your house, a bottle of wine gonna disappear. Be like, I wonder who was here. We're not friends. What the fuck you mean?
And she might feel like even being with somebody in your position, it comes with maybe certain attention. Females might start to feel pressure
That's
to
my problem.
feel, a certain way after that. Like, oh, I gotta be like this now. Or,
But I don't like that.
But some
And I'll
men,
be honest with you. I love cars. I like to dress up. I like to dress nice. I mean, I like to do things. I am a very simple fucking person. I promise you. When I tell you I'm simple, I hate makeup. I love natural beauty. I like simplicity. I don't like a woman that's on IG 24/7. I mean, I understand girls want to pose, girls want to be seen, but if most women would have known the type of man I am, and that's why sometimes when they lose me, they go crazy because they realize that no. You have to understand. I'm a fair person when it comes to a relationship. If I care about you and I love you, I'm gonna show it to you. Now you might not see it till you lose me, and you might have the chance to come back into my life, but you have to make the difference between liability and an asset. If that's what you're used to, you're gonna have a problem dealing with a man like me. Because I'm very big into discipline and respect. But validation from other people is something I never cared about. After God, I believe in me.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter though, because you don't even know the people be seeking validation from other people, but you don't even know what position they're in life or what they have going on.
You can showcase everything you want in life. The one thing I don't allow people to know in my life, if I have $1 million or $2-3 million, or I have $20,000 in my bank account, you will not know the difference. It's how I carry myself. So in my relationship, it's the same thing. I'll go out with you. I don't have nothing to hide. I can go to any public places and no bitch that can claim me. That should be enough. But if you worry more about validation from society, guess what? Good for you. But that turns me off. You gotta understand. Sometimes a lot of women don't understand their past can come back and hunt them in a situation that they wished for.
Yeah, that's true. So now every girl knows what they need to do a little bit more.
When it comes to Gibson,
but that's you though. But some men don't post their girl because they are like they do
Shady.
have other stuff. Yeah, shady.
because
They have
they're
other
shady.
stuff going on.
But guess what? They're shady. I have girls that walk up to me thinking about how many situations you have. Excuse me? Well, you're African. I say, yeah, but I'm from Senegal, West Africa. And I made a joke. I'm not Nigerian. They're my brothers, but I'm just saying. But for the girl to ask me how many situations that I have, I'm like, what do you mean by that? I say, if you have 1 or 2 chicks, it's cool. You know what I mean? I don't mind being da 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 da. I say, sweetheart, if you knew me, you would know I don't move like that. I seen all kind of fucking women that I wanted to sleep with at a very young age, running around touring. So therefore, Atlanta kind of disgusts me a little bit because I'm a very loyal person when I care. I don't care if I'm in Russia. If I'm with you, I'm with you. You know what I mean? At the point, like, to me, it's chemistry, man. If I can smile with you, hang out with you all day, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But when you start making movies in your head, my instinct is gonna tell me to cut you off.
Yeah.
So how can a female know whether it is just a privacy thing or they're just trying to make sure that this is the right situation before they post it versus it being shady? Like, how can you tell which one it is? Like, okay, is my boyfriend not posting me because he's shady, or is it just because he's trying to protect the relationship and be private? From a men's perspective,
it depends. If she's small-minded and she just want that validation, it's just because the dude is in a certain type of position. If he's a regular dude, she wouldn't sweat it.
And it can be the same way, like roles reverse with guys too.
Exactly, it could be vice versa, right? So you have also to understand, you can't push a man to do something. Let it come organically. It's like telling someone, I love you. You want to force him to say, I love you back.
Yeah.
There's no faith into it. Let like, people are different. Like, I don't really speak a lot about when it comes to my feelings. I'm not a type of person. But the problem is this: when you know me, you worked here. You know what I mean? My action speaks louder than a lot of things when it comes to me. What I say, I'm a very straightforward. I can hurt your feelings, but if you know Gibson, you're gonna turn around and be like, he ain't mean it. He spoke his mind, but he's a great, amazing person. He's just gonna go on to. You're not gonna get offended once you know me. If you don't know me, you're gonna get offended. So therefore, it's very simple to me. If you're a small-minded person, you're going to be focusing on that validation. To me, it's going to turn me off. It's really going to turn me off that you care so much. And social media has been a part of something in my life that, to me, I hate it. The reason why I'm saying this, and we can move on to something else, is that I remember the time when I was married, when I had a drama in my house, my sister or my friends knew it automatically. Through what? Social media. Because of what XYZ was posting. Yeah. And that's, to me, is weakness. And any woman that does that, you ain't got no room in my life.
Posting the subtweets and like
memes and like, you know, I feel like how you call it? Not memes, but like memes and
I know what you mean. Yeah, subliminal messages.
That's not good. That's weakness. That's weak because at the end of the day, I know a woman has a lot of emotional stuff, and they make those mistakes and they regret it. But by the time you do that, you lost someone that you value, that you want to value, but you didn't value the person before that. And I keep telling that to everybody. I keep telling that to my brothers, to my cousins. I tell them, like, you know, this one thing that, you know, we need to avoid is, it's good to be on social media. It's good to have fun. If you look at my page, it's about cars, this, and I'm not showing up. I love cars. That's my weakness. I take car over pussy any day. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it's people are so consumed. It's like talking about social media. Maybe we're gonna cover that thing. I will explain something else that really pissed me off. But anyway, to answer your question, I feel like you can't press a man to post you. You can press a woman to post you. If I have to press a woman to post me, I mean, bitch, I don't trust you.
Yeah. That's facts.
If other niggas need to know that I'm your man, bitch, you are just a fucking bird. Keep flying south.
Okay. Next one, the most common question: why do men cheat rather than maybe leaving the relationship, staying single, being honest? Like, what are the most common reasons men cheat?
I think women cheat more than men.
But we're not talking about that.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's not because
you really genuinely think?
Yeah.
No.
I think women cheat more than men nowadays.
I don't think women cheat more.
Maybe nowadays because women
don't even care if the man is married. Women don't even care if he got 3 bitches. They don't care about none of that shit.
I don't know. I definitely think women are starting to cheat more than in the past. But I still think, like, if you look at the numbers, I feel like men in general still cheat more.
I mean, I'm Muslim. I don't have to cheat. I'm allowed to have 4 wives.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Can we talk about that? Okay. How does that work? You so
that's an interview for Akon.
According he has like 5 wives, doesn't he?
I mean,
so according to your religion. How does that work? Okay, say you have 3 wives.
Yeah.
How does that work? Explain that. Like, do you give them equal
Yes.
like attention,
Yes.
and then you have kids
It's
with each
it's
of them if you want?
Everybody get 2 days. It's just that the last one.
Wait, are you being serious?
Yes, I am.
2, 4, 6.
So during the
But there's
weekdays,
7 days in a
it doesn't matter.
So how they
It
each
doesn't
get
matter.
He gets
If
a
I-
day to himself.
If I have 4 wives,
Uh-huh.
Monday, Tuesday it will be with the first one, which is the first one that I'm married.
Priority.
Wednesday, yeah. So Wednesday and Thursday will be the second wife.
Seriously?
Friday, Saturday would be the other one.
Oh
Sunday,
my
Monday will
gosh.
be the other one. And
It just
it's
keeps
like that.
going.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to treat them equally. Houses, you can either build a big compound to them with their houses. It's not just married because you're married. You got to be able
This
to
is
treat
so
them.
you gotta
interesting.
take care of
But
them.
guess what? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Would you rather your boyfriend become a superstar,
Uh-huh.
fucking around, or telling you, "Hey, I'm gonna have 3 wives"?
Neither.
I'd just rather him be like a rich stock investor or something and stay at home.
Neither.
Exactly.
Superstar.
At least you know that you're sleeping with
Yeah,
you.
I mean,
and
yeah, I
it's-
guess
you know
that's
what I mean?
better if those
So
are my
you-
only 2 options.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
also, you
it's
have to
only
be
2.
able to accept the culture. Somebody,
Yeah,
I don't
you
believe
have
in
to
having
accept
4
that.
wives. I don't.
Okay, why?
I make that joke a lot.
Yeah.
And women really take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't believe that because to me, I feel like it's too much drama. And not only that, my dad didn't raise me. I'm from Senegal, West Africa, but I was raised mostly in Europe and around the world. So that mindset was never, brought to me. And none of my uncles had like 3, 4 wives, really. Maybe few.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like sometimes it's a lot of headache
crazy.
but guess what?
You
So
gotta juggle.
so do all the wives communicate with each other?
They have no choice.
So they're all like kind of friends?
Wow.
But think about it.
But if you come
Think
into
about
that,
it. If you have a man,
to.
it happens in
Yeah.
Atlanta all the time, though. If you have a man, listen. If you in Atlanta,
Don't shake the
in Atlanta, you have girls that are in a situation knowing the guy has a girlfriend or a fiance, and they're cool with it.
Like side
and the
chick.
girls know each other, and she knows that there's nothing I can do about it because he pays my bills. So it becomes a
Wow.
materialistic stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
That
That is a lot of our
You
generation.
sure you haven't been in one of those?
I'm sure.
Just asking.
So then-
that is true.
I'm just
So then
asking.
if you have like 4 wives or whatever the case is, so you grow old with like each of these 4 wives. Okay, say like what happens when like you die or something? Do they
Everything's
do,
split equally.
between each of the wives
And the kids.
And the kids. Wow.
We didn't say, just go get married. You got to be able to support them. You got to
Yeah.
be able to treat them equally. You got to be able to provide.
Yeah.
You got to be able to take care of those kids.
Yeah.
So much wealthy people, like in the Arab countries, yeah, they have money, but they got money. Now
Yeah.
the people that just want to, like me personally, if I have daughters, and you come to me and say, I'm looking for a second wife. Okay, motherfucker, let me see your bank account. I'm not materialistic. I don't
But
give
you
a
have
fuck
to
about
know.
that. But I got to make sure that you're going to be able to offer her better life that she have in my house. You know what I'm saying?
So typically most men who have multiple wives are wealthy or well off.
Yeah.
Can keep up with
They
it.
can keep up, except
Oh,
And I guess what woman would want to go into if she
it's a
can't?
culture thing, man. Like, what about the
Yeah.
Mormons? They
have to
they
understand.
fuck each other. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, between cousins and all that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I'm just saying, they're looking at Africans like we're crazy or the Arabs. Like, no, at least we.
No, some people look at it like that's lit.
yeah, but guess what though? At least you know that your husband is sleeping with these 3 wives. It's
And
not
you know.
out there getting diseases and
Yeah.
bringing it to the house, right?
Yeah.
And then guess what? He cannot be a fucking Superman.
Yeah.
After 4 wives, what the fuck you gonna go?
Yeah,
That's gonna fall off.
right. At least you know.
But y'all might as well team up, fuck the shit out of him.
What?
Wait, so do you ever do anything together or you keep everything separate?
Yeah. Family move together, family eat together.
No, I'm talking about with each of the wives.
Threesomes.
Yeah.
Hey, if I was in that situation, I would probably. I'm not a big. I don't know.
But is that typical or is it typically more so separated?
It's separated because of our culture.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's
as far as the
super
culture, it's
because
separated.
of the respect. But nowadays,
Right.
with everything that's going on, who knows? Why not?
Okay.
Why not jump into the
That's so interesting.
Zaza?
What was that? I feel like a lot of people are interested. Like interested like in how that works.
No, I
So
feel
that's
like
good
a
that
lot of-
you.
I feel like in the U.S. this became a trend, having like threesomes and da 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 da.
Yeah.
I don't really know how I feel about it because I know me, man. I don't make movies in my head. It's just that I know women ask too many questions because it's about why her, whether did you fuck her before? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
So if this is the type of question that I'm gonna get, I'm not interested. I'm good.
Yeah.
If a woman fucks me the right way, she ain't got to worry about me going anywhere. To be honest with you, she ain't got to worry about even bringing me a chick. Now, if she do, don't ask me questions. If I bring, don't ask me questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless we do it overseas, and because they're gonna start thinking like, oh, she's in Atlanta.
Unless
You
we do it
fucked- yeah,
overseas.
no, you fucked her good, so she's gonna try to reach out to you. Women make movies in their heads. You know, y'all like worse than Quentin Tarantino. Y'all some crazy directors. Like, you know. I make like,
But you guys need us.
Definitely.
So
who rules the world?
yeah.
This is true. Okay, so let's just go back a little and give a break from this. Okay, so we're just gonna try to give people some knowledge. So you started out. Did you start out in music as far as like producing, or
I started as a young rapper from Switzerland with a group called Les Petits Boss.
okay?
Friends of mine that I grew up with. My dad was a diplomat from the United Nations, and we used to move a lot. So when I used to live in South America, I used to come to New York a lot. I fell in love with New York. I used to stay with my uncle in Roosevelt Island, and I think once I went to Harlem, and I saw people like in a stage having like a summer thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was my first time coming to the U.S. That was like in '91. Yes, I'm old, I know. And then I don't know. I used to come to school with teams with like hockey jerseys, and I was in a very, very, very privileged high school. Like it's called AGEP. It's Association of Private School of Geneva, Switzerland, one of the richest country in the world. So I went to school with like son of the president. So you were like 2-3 blacks in the school, and imagine going. They want to be us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That culture back in the days. You know what I mean? So after that, everybody wanted to be a rapper, and I started mostly focusing on the music side. There was a guy that used to make tracks. I used to be like, even if I wasn't the best at it, but I was very good. I had a crazy ear, and I was very good when it comes to arrangement. You know what I mean? So from that point, I created G Production myself after the thing. I came to the U.S. in '97, I think.
Yeah, you created that as a label or as a
G Production,
just your brand?
As my brand, as a label. But at that time, I was just a young cat. So when I came to school, when I came to go to college in '97, '98, I believe I moved to New York. I had a very bad accident and went to Cali. After Cali, I don't know, I tried Washington State, and I was like, nah, I want to go to a black school. So I went to Howard University, and when I graduated, I was asking myself, what the fuck I'm going to do? So at that time, Akon was working on his album, and I went back to Switzerland. And when I went back to Switzerland, the city was trying to do a show with G Unit at that time. And I helped them book the whole...
Switzerland was trying to do something.
the city of
Was
Geneva.
trying to do something with G Unit.
Yeah, at
With
that
15,
time, he was a baby, 3, 4. How old were you? Exactly.
I don't know,
Say-
probably like 7, 8.
Exactly. So that was like the first time like I was helping for a major thing, and then I'm like, yo, this is me, man. I just got out of college. What the heck? This is me. This is what I want to do. So I moved back to the States. Can't finish his album. Like, we was like, yo, we trying to book your bro, your cousin, da da da. At that time, it wasn't even that crazy like that. It locked up, drop, and da 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 da. He was like, yo, why don't you just come fuck with me and this and this and that. And
You said Akon finished his album. That's aside. That's not what you produce, right?
No.
So this is before you started.
No, he finished. He dropped his song, "Locked Up," and then and then he was like, yo, you should come, you should come work with me, man. You know what I mean? Because you are so diverse. You know what I mean? You're all over Europe. And at that time, I created a camp called G Production Group. So I had all European producers signed to my label. So we did a joint venture, worked with Hayes, BKS, all those guys, Jordan, that we worked with. And then at that time, I was mostly focused on really doing shows. I was booking shows. I was
Okay.
doing a lot of shows for Akon overseas in Africa. A lot of people. Yeah, at that time I can say I'm the first one to close the deal to bring Jay-Z in Africa. That was 2006.
Oh,
I think
wow.
the first time he went to Africa, I still got the contract. It probably might be me.
The first time Jay-Z went to Africa.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
100%. Maybe not. But it was 2006. We did Nigeria, Gabon. We did Gabon, Nigeria, and Ghana. And those deals were all orchestrated by me.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I know.
would you kind of consider yourself at that time like a concert or tour promoter,
I was learning the game.
putting the concerts
I was
together?
learning the game. I was learning the game. I was making good money. I was young. Akon gave me an opportunity to be some type of road manager, but at the same time, I was recruiting. I was recruiting artists. I was recruiting. We was going to Africa. Like today, if Afrobeat exists, it's because of Akon. I don't care who's Nigerian on top of the charts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's the first one that gave the opportunity to all these people.
Yeah.
Like the first time P Square when P Square was bigger than Weez, Davido. They wasn't existing at that time. P Square was the one. The D'banj were the ones. You know what I mean? I brought P Square for the first time in Akon's room in Nigeria and said, yo, you gotta sign this kid. Those kids ended up making 250 a couple years later. And I told him, like, I told you. So he was trying to strike a deal, but everybody came through economic music, like
Yeah.
from Whiskey, Davido. I mean, but you know, people grow on their own sometimes. It
Yeah.
doesn't work out. You have to understand, if I'm an artist, you always got to also focus on your own stuff. But from that point, I fell in love with everything that we were doing. We went all over the world. I did so many shows, but I was learning at the same time the side of the booking. But at the same time, I wanted to do something for myself. I just wanted to be. I didn't want to be under anybody, just getting paid or getting percentages from shows that I was booking. And I'm a very independent person. I mean, you worked around me, so you know I really believe in me after God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, 2007, like, yo, move to Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta. Shit didn't work out the way it's supposed to work out. A lot of pressure, a lot of tension. So it's family. When family is involved, sometimes you just want to be,
Yeah.
like, you know, business is not always the best way to do things. You know what I mean? So I kind of stepped away. I went to LA and I made a big placement with the game on LAX. He put Akon and he didn't even know it was me. I'm like, you know what? This is it. This is it. I'm going to just use this opportunity. Finally, the record didn't. I don't know what happened, why the record didn't make LAX, but that was his single. I think there was some internal issues going on. 24 hours before the fucking album dropped, I just licked it. I'm like, listen, if I gotta go, I gotta go. This is it. This is my opportunity. And from that day, I just focused on the production. I brought all my producers from Paris. I had like 3-bedroom in a studio in Buckhead. And I start working. And one of my guys that I met a long time ago, who became the Jay-Z today of Russia, and we're like, yo, his boy was doing some shows with G-Unit. I helped them. They were like, we're coming to the States. We want to meet. I never met them before. We was talking all the time because we had some mutual friends from Switzerland and stuff like that. I flew to LA. Yo, I'm going to do my album. I said, okay, you know, I have a production team. We're all producers. And he said, yo, man, this is what I was looking for. I want to do a feature with Snoop. I managed to do the feature with Snoop at that time, 2008. His name is Timati. And from that time, God, I was going through so much. You don't even understand. Like, I was literally eating pasta and drinking sweet tea because I was so broke.
Wow. After all that,
It's crazy.
that's crazy that can happen. Like,
Yeah, I made money
from
on
making
tour,
so much
worked
money.
hard, but when I moved to Atlanta, I was lost because shit didn't work out the way, you know what I mean? You know, when you become a big artist, you know what I mean? And then you have to understand, Akon's going to always look at me like a little brother. He's never going to look at me like other people. You know what I mean? And I'm tougher on my son than his friends when they come to my house because you're in my house. These are your friends. They're your guests. That's just our culture. You know what I'm saying? So he always, no matter what, I'm always going to be the person that's wrong because when family kicks in. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I believe in myself. I believe in knowing that I'm a giver. So when you're a giver, God always rewards you. So when that happened, I signed a $250,000 deal to start with them. I had another girl from Russia that hit me out of the blue a week later, another 200, and got blessed with a deal with Universal for $300,000. And that's because a friend of mine just told me, like, bro, you're going through a lot, but you can't forget God. Faith is everything in life. Faith is everything. And that month, it was Ramadan. I fasted. I pray every day. And I end up
blessings
with,
start coming back.
I end up with more than $600,000 in my account in less than 2 months, something that I've never seen in my life.
It's crazy.
And then I developed a relationship with this Russian from 2008 to 2016, 17, 18. Then shit started a little bit falling off because of the bullshit that was going on over there in their camp. But I'm glad to be part of one of the biggest Russian artists in the world. You know, I can say that out of his 4 or 5 albums, 90% was G production. Not less than 80%.
Yeah.
Not less than 85%, for sure.
So, like, that happens a lot to people in the industry, though, that don't necessarily, like, handle their money right, or things go wrong, or, like, drama between relationships. So how do you, like, keep that momentum and, like, make sure that that doesn't happen to you as far as you losing all your money or whatever? Is it just a matter of, like, saving or investing more properly, making better decisions? Or, like, what can you do to make sure, you know, once you get up, you stay up?
I think it's a culture thing. I'm going to tell you why. I think us black folks have to learn to educate our kids better.
100%.
The white boy by 16, his credit's still at 700,
Yep.
750. So the young industry guy that come from the hood, to me, have to understand when people say, oh, these rappers are rich. No, they're not. Not all of them. Because first of all, if a rapper make $200,000 a show, you still have to understand that there's something that he has to kick back to the label that signed him. If it's a 360 deal. You have your entourage. That's including the DJ, your security, and your homeboys.
Everything.
You have your home, you have your mortgage, you have your house that you're going to kick money to. You have your car payments. So trust me, by the time that you pay all that shit, I'm pretty sure you went home with 60 grand. But most people don't see that. The problem is getting educated by people around you is having a good team.
Yeah.
To become wealthy. That first check the label's going to cut you is not for you to blow it and go. When I made that money, I was so pissed because I was trying to prove to people that, oh, let me go get it. And this is true story. I left Buckhead. I was driving to the left. I had $600,000 in my bank account. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? No, seriously. But I'm living in an apartment. And I drove to Sandy Springs to the Lamborghini dealership. I was trying to get a Gallardo. This is a real story. While I was driving over there was a brand new subdivision that was building that I liked. I went, I looked at the cars, and I came back. And I looked at the subdivision. The guy was like, hey, old man, white man, oh, you like this? I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. What you want to do? I said, man, how much? He said, well, I don't know how that shit works. Would you like to purchase a house? I said, well, I would love to. How much is this house? At that time, it was what? The crisis in 2008. Oh, this is $300,000. We're talking about Sandy Springs. I said, no way. I said, okay. What do I have to do? Well, you can put earnest money. We can run your credit. You got to show this. I never knew that it was that complicated to buy a fucking house. But guess what? I'm still living in that house. I put the $25,000 or the $5,000 down. You know, they put me with a loan officer, do this, and they keep denying me, and I still have money in there because they keep talking about career history. I said, listen, but that's what people don't understand about me. That's the racial part of America that I'm scared of. The financial institutions. Call me a nigga. I don't give a fuck. That don't change nothing in my bank account. But for me to have a relationship with the bank, and when I needed money to blow my business, you don't do it. That's a problem for me. So therefore, you know, I think that was the best call I've done with that money. I was able to buy that house. I ended up buying it after a year. I was living in it, but, you know, I ended up buying it after a year. That was in 2009 when I closed, and I'm still living in that fucking house. And I'm happy. So coming back to your question is we have to educate these young people to understand that first check is not for you to go buy a Lamborghini truck or Rolls and this and this and that. And yes, you want to take care of your mom, but guess what? You have to be able, it's like in an airplane. When that thing drop, they tell you put yours first and then put your son or whoever is next to you, right?
Yeah.
You cannot save people when you're hungry. You cannot feed people when you're hungry, right?
Yeah.
So it's not immediately, oh, mom, I want to do something for you to put it in social media and buy. No. How are you going to structure these funds to make sure that it makes you money? Yes, you don't want to rent anymore. It's a smart move. Let the money work for you. Invest in certain things. Couple real estate that you know that tomorrow, if you're down, You can sell these houses. You can do something. Da, da, da. You cannot. You don't have to rush to
Yeah.
buy to please your family. Oh, I just signed a deal. I'm buying a Range Rover to my mom. I'm doing this. No, a Range Rover is a Range Rover. Well, a house is a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have 6 months before you foreclose on the house to find the money to pay the bank if anything happened, in case shit happened. You know what I mean? So it's in our culture, and I'm talking about not African, whatever, I'm talking about the black culture, whatever we're doing, let's try to educate our young fellas, athlete. Not only, don't talk about only musicians.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about entertainers and all those people, because, you know.
Yeah, no, athletes go broke after their contracts are done. Like, it's
Lavish lifestyle.
How much of your childhood, as far as being exposed to a lot, seeing, different parts of the world, meeting different types of people, going to, a good school, and the life that, your parents provided, how much do you think that had an influence on who you are today and how hard you work?
Everything. My dad was a diplomat. I would come to him. Yo, the Sean Camp, the Jordans are coming out. How much are they? Oh, it's 250 Swiss francs. This cheap motherfucker would take his calculator out and do this and tell me, son, 250 Swiss francs, it's equal at 300 or 150,000 CFA. I can feed a whole village with that for a whole month. I'm looking at my dad like,
I can feed a whole village.
This guy. I'm like, I just need shoes. I mean, we're like, well, I really can't give you $200 for shoes. I'm not doing that. I wasn't raised like that.
Yeah.
The reason why I said that impacted a lot in my life is because in 1996, my dad sent me back to Africa on the summer, and I never had a return ticket. I didn't understand. He said, "You're going to school here this year. Send me to the village." No, real talk. Ask anybody that grew up around me. I was so angry at my father. But when I finished and I came back and I looked at the whole scenario, how I lived, how I was able to live in Colombia, Venezuela, how I was able to lived in Pakistan, Sudan, went to all these countries. Like I'm talking about, like I lived, you don't even understand, Geneva, France, traveling Germany, going to these missions, like all South America, Brazil, all these things. And then I go back to where my dad came from and look at the life and how lucky I was. Of course, he's changed the perception of my life and where I am today. Listen, I go through issues. I make money, sometimes I don't make money, but the problem is I'm not a dumb guy. I invest. So tomorrow, if I'm in the ground where I cannot survive, yes, I have a car that costs probably $400,000 and up, but that was an investment. When I bought it, it wasn't that. Today, it's worth at least $500,000 because you just got to choose your battles the proper way. You know what I'm saying? I have a house. If tomorrow I don't have shit, if I owe this amount of money, I bought the house 12 years ago in a good fucking neighborhood. So this is my last draw. All right. At least I can sell it and walk away with $400,000 to restart my life, right? So they cannot be scared of investing and going broke. You have investments. That makes you. During my divorce, my watches saved me. I was broke, almost homeless. But I was able to sell my watches to survive and pay the fucking lawyers, even to rebuy my house back from a foreclosure that I was not even living in.
Wow.
Of course, a lot of people don't think like me. And to respond to your question, which is a very good question, my cousin Boo always used to tell me, stop thinking like that. Stop being so mad at these young kids. And I say, Gib, compare your life, how you grew up in a world of, you grew up with president's sons from Gabon, Zaire, all these European elite sons and da-da-da-da-da. Your level of education, you speak 9 languages. Now think about a kid that grew up in Bangkok that just used to the same thing for generation. That changed my whole perception of understanding why some kids do what they do or some da-da-da-da, and understand that, we have to be able to educate these people better. We have to be able to help them. Like in the music industry, I have kids that are signed that come over here. The fucked up part about it is this: all these fucking independent artists want like major deals from the labels, but they want to stay independent. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They want to stay independent. They want to keep their masters. That don't have no fucking value. So to me, it got to the level where I'm aggravated with that shit, so I'm not interested anymore. But yes, my dad's behavior towards me and the way he raised me has a lot of impact in me. My son is 10. He has been around the world. My son has been in Europe every freaking summer and Africa. My son goes to the village to see where we came from. And he's American, but I still don't care. Yeah. And I fought for this kid to live with me because if anything happens to me tomorrow, I gave him the foundation to understand that you're American, but you're cultured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like nowadays, even with social media and everything, everybody's focused on a lot of things that really don't matter at the end of the day, and it even passes on to their kids. Like, you know, the way they might make their kids think that certain things are important, like the way you dress or jewelry and stuff.
That's one thing I love about my son.
Educate, you know, like you said, educate.
Care. He dressed super nice. He's a fly kid. Of course, he got it from me, not whatever. But he's a fly kid, but he's super. I mean, you met him. He's super intelligent. He's but he doesn't care about social media. He doesn't care about material. He doesn't. You know what I mean? He's just like a cool kid naturally. You know what I mean? And that's something that, honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I always been a popular kid in school. Even when I went to Howard, I could have been the African booty scratchers. But I thought, oh, yeah, bitches. You know, because, I mean, I grew up in Europe. I like fashion. And then, you know, girls like, oh, I love your accent. Where are you from? Oh, you speak French? Oh, my God. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know.
Speaking French to girls.
Yeah, right.
Next thing
can
you
you
know,
say, can I get your number in French?
Est-ce que je peux avoir ton numéro?
That's funny. I already
Dame tu
know.
número, por favor.
Right. Yeah, that how you like get brought up and raised, and just how you're educated, like makes the biggest difference, like with everything.
Yeah,
true. Behavior.
We have Asian background, so I think even growing up Asian, I always even said like I don't know if I could date somebody American because
I know a girl told me that.
It's completely
Asian girl told me that.
Is so different.
Asian girl looked at me and said, "I think our lives are different." I'm looking at you, not really. You're just judging me because of the world that I'm in without knowing me. Yeah. It's okay. You can't blame somebody for making ideas about you, which is cool. But at the end of the day, I think the Asian and African, our culture are very, very similar and close.
Yeah, I think so as well.
I mean, we got values.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's certain things that morally we don't.
Morals, values.
I
don't know about her, but
whatever.
Yeah, it's just even the simple things. So
yeah. Okay, so you can roll a dice one more time.
No more booty questions, please.
What booty questions did we ask?
We didn't ask any questions like that
yet.
Two. Okay. So I'm gonna do this one. Is called Hot or Not. Let me find.
I'm hot. I know. You don't have to ask me.
No, that's not what it means.
Usually we take shots, but today we're gonna use this. So if it's hot, you know,
I can do it with you.
The green. If you don't like it, then you can put it down. Okay. Or show the red side. Okay, so PDA. Is it hot? You like PDA?
PDA.
Like, I don't like it.
Oh no, what's PDA?
Public display of affection. Like, do you like kissing in public in front of everybody? I like holding hands, like light stuff, but like taking it, like some people are just too much.
If that's like Europeans, they're too much.
Yeah, like just
but
French kissing everywhere.
Yeah, but some of y'all some of y'all people here, I wouldn't say like.
You have to hold up a side.
Yes, it's cool. If I care, why not? You know what I mean? I don't want to date a girl.
I'm gonna spin it around because.
You know.
It depends. It depends on where you're at.
I spoke to a couple of girls before, but like, oh, I don't kiss. Wrong guy.
Really?
I'm French.
Yeah. like in front of my family, I feel like it's like just a respect thing, I guess.
You gotta know where. You
Yeah, there's time and
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to
place.
you. You go to Italy, French, they're so lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, I understand that, but that's the culture again.
Yeah.
It doesn't shock people. It's like when you're in New York, everybody dressed like nobody look at nobody. But if you come from Europe and you go to New York, you're gonna be looking at everybody like crazy, right?
Yeah.
Just like you guys, you go to Europe and look at everybody kissing, holding.
Yeah.
You're like, what? But you love W. Stop. You always posting kids.
No, that's not PDA.
You're the worst person that can say.
Kind of is.
Posting pictures
You
is
agree
not
with
the
me?
same as like being all over someone like
Plead the fifth.
in person. Whatever. That's why I spent the thing around. Next question.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry, I have a.
It's okay.
I have a meeting at 2:30, but I'm just letting you know I'm not gonna be late.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we got you. All right. Jealous significant others.
Jealous?
Red.
I'm not a
do you
jealous
see
person.
this?
What do you mean by that? The question: if I'm a jealous person?
No. Would
do
you
you-
like a girl who shows like a little jealous side? Some people think that shows like that they're caring.
I don't care about that. I just want her to be her.
Yeah, this
I just
isn't
don't want-
about you. It's about your significant other.
Yeah, I mean, jealousy is normal. You gotta comfort them to ensure them sometimes.
He's holding up the red.
It's cool.
No.
He said he's okay with
I'm
it.
okay with that.
He's okay with the
I'm okay with that
jealousy
as long as
'cause
that's
it's
something.
normal.
I don't want the extra. I don't want the toxic jealousy. Like,
Yeah.
who's
Okay,
that
yeah.
bitch calling you? Who's texting you?
Uh-huh.
Whose hair is this?
Yeah.
My hair.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm. But like, I don't feel like that should happen. If you move and you behave the proper way, it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know. I'm different. I don't think that you can be jealous because maybe girls like me because I'm a fly guy or whatever. That's different. But I mean, my job is to make sure that you know, that, hey, I'm yours. You don't have to.
Yeah,
worry
you
about
don't
it.
have
Yeah?
anything to worry about. Yeah. Overly jealous is
It's
too
toxic.
much.
Not for
Yeah.
Gibson.
All right. Plastic surgery. Yay or nay? Do you like it?
Depends. That's a hard one.
Like a big old fat.
That's not Gibson. That's not Gibson. I like it. I would say this. I like organic, but I like it also if it look natural and not too much.
It's not like a wishbone.
He's okay with the BBL as long as it doesn't look too fake.
Yeah, and if you're fat too, right?
Huh? Yeah, if it's that's your fat, yeah.
Yeah, I like to see a girl in nice jeans because sometimes you're gonna listen. I don't want to be in the fucking.
He said he's okay with it if it's their fat. He just doesn't want the shot.
Not only they're fat, but I don't need
But not
somewhere
like-
where everybody's gonna turn around. And
Yeah.
look at you like. I don't like anything extravagant. I don't like girl posting crazy ass pictures on IG. I hate that shit. It's not me, man. I just told you that from day one. Like because I travel in places where the culture is different, and I don't need everybody to turn around.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm
right.
not proud of you, but you gotta know it's very different. There's girls that you can take to Miami. There's girls that you take to Cancun. There's girls that you take to Tulum. There's girls that you take to different places. I mean, I would say there's birds that you take to, and there's women that you take to,
Yeah.
and all that plays into that
Yeah.
category.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. How about a girl with big feet? I guess Asia, you can't
Big
answer
feet?
this one.
No, I
Big feet.
can't.
What if her foot's like your size? What if
10 and
y'all
a
could
half?
share shoes? Oh my gosh.
10 and a half.
Yeah, would you be okay with that? Would you?
10 and a half.
Let me borrow a pair of shoes.
Then that means she's tall.
Well, she just might have some big feet.
That's a hard one.
You don't want nobody with big feet like that. Stop thinking
That's being,
about
Be
it.
like,
that's
let me
being-
borrow some
that's being
shoes.
That's being super judgmental. Who coochie got to be the best in the world? Then I can forget.
How bad her feet are until they touch you while you guys are having sex.
I mean,
It's like, oh,
that shit got to be slippery for me to
Playing
but-
footsie and he's feeling size 12 footer.
I wear 10. I mean, 10. I know girls that wear 10 and a half. Basketball girls that wear 10 and a half.
Yeah. Basketball players.
I don't know. That one, I got to skip on that one.
Okay.
So basically, it's a thumbs down.
Yeah, it was a thumbs down. I'd say.
Maybe it wouldn't disturb me. I mean, let's do
Maybe it
50-50.
wouldn't
Let's do
disturb
this.
me.
Let's do this like this.
Yeah, spin it around when in doubt.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll do my last one. Excessive jewelry. So I guess somebody who, whether man or female.
You messed up your chain.
Where's my chain?
How about you, Asia?
No. I'm a simple. Yeah, it's too much. I don't like when people are too flashy, like wearing 50 chains.
I can wear a brand that could be Gucci, and you're not. No, I mean it's with a small symbol. I don't.
Yeah.
Like this is a sweater. It's marketing. It's still simple to me.
I like that sweater.
Yeah, but like I
MMA couture.
Yeah.
Get it here.
And make a tour. Come get your gear. But no, it's not me. The only flashy thing you're gonna probably see on me is my cars, and they're not flashy. They're just different.
I wouldn't say they're not flashy.
Yeah, your car is flashy.
What do you mean flashy? Flashy is show off. This
Your car makes people break their necks. Like
Yeah.
yeah, because they're unique.
People will use your cars
it's
to be in their music videos.
Yeah, they're unique, but that's a hobby. That's not to show off.
No, for
It's
sure.
not like I'm coming by with a pink thing with like 34s and
True,
That's
true.
different. That's what I call flashy.
Okay,
I have classy
Clean
cars.
colors.
Clean. I have
Yeah.
clean colors. Clean
Yeah.
cut.
Okay.
Like my shape up.
You have another one?
I think that was it.
Okay. I just want to go back to a little bit when you were talking about how you were starting out, like when you were putting together, the G Unit with Switzerland and, bringing Jay-Z to Africa and all that stuff. How did you get in touch with those people? Because you can't casually just say, I brought Jay-Z to Africa. People want to, how do you even know Jay-Z? How do you even get in contact with him?
I don't know Jay-Z.
How do you, right. So how did you put that together? How did you get in contact with him?
Be honest
Like
with you?
G-Unit, everything, like starting out.
Even after, it's based, and this is probably the biggest advice I'm going to give to everybody that's watching. Money is one thing, but relationship is everything.
Who you know?
So it's through one person to another person to get the person.
Okay.
And sometimes it's booking agencies to law firms to whatever. Sometimes it's my lawyer that know this lawyer. This and that. Like when I was working with Timati, I did the hardest one I did was Diddy. To do a feat with Diddy, it took me 6 months. But it's through this to get the paperwork simplified because my lawyer knew his lawyer. From that day, everything happened in 24 hours. But I was chasing for them to sign the Snoop. Same issue. You know what I'm saying? But that's where you know if somebody is a hustler. It's how the heck I get to Jay-Z people. How the heck these people will take me seriously.
Yeah.
And the name Akon helped a lot too. Oh, that's Khan's little bro. That's Khan's cousin. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask, does your family or like the connections you naturally have, do you think you would have still been able to get in contact with all these people if you, like you said, if you weren't related to Khan and everything?
G-Unit
like that?
has nothing to do with Khan. Those are my beginnings. Those are my connection in New York. Those are a guy that I met at the party. What's the name? Noriega. All those, the managements and all that. Through that, hey, do you know anybody that can put me? Oh, my boy, da da da. Oh yeah, we met at the
Just
party.
putting yourself out there.
That's Gibson.
Oh.
That's Gibson. Like you can ask anybody that know me. You can ask Akon, Boo, Al Prada, all my brothers, whatever. They will tell you. Gibson is a person that wherever you put him, he's know how to survive. Period.
Yeah. And then just maintaining those relationships too, because you never know.
Of course, sometimes it's not easy. It's not good to burn bridges.
Yeah.
But sometimes people, I'm a nice guy. I'm a very nice person, and I like to see people winning. Most of the time, people look at and see things like I'm an asset, and if you fucked around and lose me as an asset, it's because you never valued me. I don't care if it's in a relationship, friendship, or whatever it is, or even family. I can cut my own family. I'm talking about blood. Because to me, loyalty is everything. But it's. I believe in helping. I'm not a shady person. I take care of people. When I see people got potential, even when she started working, she was an intern. I'm like, yo, you should come work with us and get paid. Because when I can, I can. If I can't, I say I can. And that's the type of people I want around me. But everything in this world is relationship. I'm telling you. It's who knows who and how you get and how you behave and how you carry yourself. That'll make if you make that call, if they're gonna respect your call or not.
Yeah. I think putting yourself in the right rooms, like, you know, instead of maybe deciding to go hang out at the club, you could go hang out somewhere else where it's like-minded people. And, you know, if you want to get to a certain level,
I don't even go out, to be honest.
you got to be around
Yeah,
the right
in
people.
the industry, it's cool,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not what it is. People like industry, they'll fake. They'll be like, oh yeah, we're in the party. Oh yeah, we da, 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 da. Listen, if someone when they wanted to reach out to me to sign my camp, they knew how to reach out to me. Because at that time, when you the shit, you the shit. It's not when I used to. When you're gone, you're gone. This music, everybody move up. You know what I mean? You could be the biggest star once your time is done, it's done. Now, how do you keep yourself relevant?
Yeah.
Because there's a new generation coming. But how do you keep yourself relevant to the point people respect you and you are still able to make money for the rest of your life? I'm still learning. I make mistakes. I make investment that I'm like, Don, what did I do? Da, 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 da. But at least it's not like I'm taking money to blow, to show off, to do this.
Yeah.
I'm making, listen, this is a $300,000 investment that worth probably today $1 million. It's not the greatest thing that's working like where I'm making $200,000 a month, but it's the first year I'm trying. So even tomorrow, if I shut down this place, it was an investment. I didn't go out buying bottles and doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be scared to make
You have to.
money.
If you want to be your
Yeah.
own boss, you can't be scared.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I want to ask, I know you have places to be, but as far as investments, like even this place, like this is in a very nice area. It's a very nice facility. Whether you are a millionaire or whatever, when you're making those investments, specifically for people who want to know, like even if they want to open up a restaurant, open up a store, how did you go about purchasing this? Do you get do you get
cash.
loans? Do you pay cash or like?
And I use my
what do
money.
you?
I use my money because equipment and everything. I mean, like I said again, I don't have time for that whole bullshit of running around with banks. And I mean, I don't have a choice right now too because I have a business, so they should respect that. But it's still hard when it comes to when you're self-employed, and especially when you're in the entertainment, the music. They consider you as a risk liability. And
True.
It's sad. And like I said again, even trying to get a lounge. And that this plays a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But, you know, people don't like it. I don't really give a fuck. I'm from Europe. Like, I'm African, but I grew up in Europe. So I seen people walk by me and call me a nigga. I look at them like, okay. At the young age, I would have punched in the mouth. But nowadays, what does that do to me
Yeah.
if you call me a nigga? I'm just saying. I'm still going to get out, drive my Brabus, say, hey, and go home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I can't
So-
care less about that.
For people who might not have the cash flow or whatever, and they want to like invest into something, would you recommend maybe getting a loan, or would you recommend
Why
maybe
not?
asking
That's
people
why
to
the
invest
banks are
in
here.
yourself, or how do you go? Because I actually remember you one time saying something about like, "This is America," like never spend your own money.
No,
spend
never.
America's money,
You have
or
to.
something like that.
I mean, we say like
What
that's
did- what did you
people
mean?
do, right? Not to sound racist, because I'm not. Because I date white girls too. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to say it's very simple. Guess what? There is programs out there to be able to help, like the SBA loans and but you have to have your shit in order. You have to have your taxes, your bank statement, and why? It's not about not using your own money, because your own money is what's gonna bring the money. If you have a bank account with zero, obviously the bank is not gonna give you
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And then, like I said, it's very tricky when it comes to the banks. But if you have government programs and you have a legit business, like everything that was going on, like people that have legit business was able to get PPP, but some people that didn't have shit that was able to do this, do that. I mean, it's however you have to understand. You have to believe to build. Okay, you have to be, and that comes with discipline too. You cannot just wake up. A lot of young people are making a lot of money. That's true. There's a lot of stuff over there to make money legally. A lot of people doing legally, illegally, whatever. But turn that money to something else where you can keep getting that cash flow from the bank, and that's where I want to be at. That's where I want to be at. It's not just seeing money sitting in my bank account, because I'm constantly investing.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes I make mistakes. Like, but it's never a mistake to invest something that is going to, like, when I was building this, I was doing the stuff with my dad, building a 25-room hotel in our own city, not even in the major city of Senegal. In our city, 25 rooms, 3 suites, But I'm like, damn, my cash flow is gonna be fucked up. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But I feel like he deserved it as a father with everything that he done for me. I'm doing this, paying my employer, paying bill, and there's no money coming in. Sometime it's tough, but that's the risk of being your own boss. But when that shit blow, you're happy too, right? It's a risk. You have a choice to go to a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
We're not all built the same, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hotel, not hotel, but the properties that I know you have like are trying to build in Africa and stuff. You used
done.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah, but they talk about the other property. Yeah, I have another land by the water in one of the most expensive. That car is very expensive.
Yeah.
And my goal, honestly, is to come through with it with a friend of mine or somebody, because the land worth $1 million.
Yeah.
My dad gave it to me. He said, "Do what's your idea?" I mean, there's a house. It's
But you
rented by the
use your own
feds.
money for all that too.
I said the idea that I have is tear down this house, and let's build a type of Miami condo, and give each family member an apartment, and whoever wants to come with the money, it's gonna cost about 1.52 million to build those condos. But you talk about the cars by the beach. This is what it's like. Beverly Hills, the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me, I don't mind doing 50-50 with the person that's gonna come with the money, and every single person will have their own apartment in the family and rent out the other one, and that would be like a long-term
Oh wow, that's
income.
dope.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not, I did this. The goal of building this was to make the money to be able to do that.
Okay.
But, economy fucked up, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. I'm not giving up.
Before I let you go, just one thing. I know nowadays everybody wants everything fast. Like they think success comes fast, money comes fast. But even hearing your story, you've been building towards everything since you graduated college or even before that.
Yeah.
So
I was making money when I was 13. I was selling, not to cut you off,
Yeah,
I
go
don't want to
ahead.
forget it. I was selling BB guns in my high school. I went to boarding school. So a whole week I'm there. So when I go snowboard with my rich friends and I tell my friend that's 18, buy me 6-7 BB gun, not the fake one, but the one with the air pressure. For 150 Swiss francs, I was selling back to the rich kid for $500. I was 13. And the thing, or I will go to the grocery, pack up. It's snowing in Switzerland. At night, they don't want to go to the store because it's across the street and it closed at 10. We love sweet tea. We have one of the best sweet tea in Switzerland. Hey, I bought it for $1.50 Swiss francs, but you're going to pay me 10. No, I'm telling you, I always been a hustler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not into no illegal shit. I always been into hustle. Yeah, I know how to make money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and people usually know how to hustle, even understand the process of building something.
Fast
And-
money go fast.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just 6 feet deep. Depends what you do. But this new
Patience.
generation is very, very. They're making money. I think the new generation will be the wealthiest ever if they really have a little bit of education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm tired
Definitely
of seeing.
can be.
The only thing that fucked me up with social media is how broke niggas be giving advice to other people, like posting fucking quotes. You should da-da-da-da. That shit. I post a lot of shit that I write because it's based on my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a very knowledgeable person. I'm not saying I'm the place where I'm like this. No, I like to educate people. But when I see people posting the same shit all day long, I'm like, what the fuck do you do with your life? Like, I literally want to block people, but I know the ego and everything. I literally want to I mute so many stories, so many people you don't even understand. It's like, yo, they just post every dumb shit that everybody else is posting. Like, you know what I mean? If a nigga do this, do that, bitch. get the
Like
fuck out of here.
typing like the little
It's like,
things
yeah,
on their
dumb shit,
stories.
Like, yeah,
like
I know how to
advice.
cook. I live in a good neighborhood. I drive nice cars. I have my businesses. So, lady, tell me, besides your leg, what do you have to offer? A nigga ain't have
Yeah,
this.
nowadays.
If what do you have to offer?
Yeah.
I said it. I can cook very well.
He can cook very well.
I have my own house. I have my own business. I've been raising my son by myself forever. So you tell me, beside your legs, what do you got to offer?
Men don't have much to offer either. I mean,
Typically.
I guess nowadays they have money to offer, and that's
But
what girls go after.
that's it.
but That's not a lot, like to me personally, but I guess to most, I guess this generation it is a lot.
Well, depending who you date,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd rather if a girl say I want a bag, I'm gonna look at you, bitch. You want a bag? better go buy that bag. Because the same price I'm going to spend on that bag, we can visit a beautiful country, sleep in a beautiful hotel, eat, fuck, have money left and come home. And you discover a whole different country.
Yeah.
So I move different. You know what I mean? It's not every woman that can date me. That I know for a fact.
Or even make an investment. Or
you know what I mean? Yeah, man, but I'm just talking about like having something that you can use for a few months and then put it aside.
Yeah, versus the whole
you
experience.
Going to Greece, be like, oh, I was here with Gibson. Even if you're sitting in front of your boyfriend, you won't think about me in that balcony.
Oh my gosh!
I hope my son don't watch.
Right.
This was the best interview I ever did. I'm the shit. Just
that's your hustle.
Yes, your hustle is the best. Thank you for joining us. Do you have any last words of advice or wisdom for people out there listening?
All I got to say, everything that I have done and learned about this life is cheer the people that really care about you. And when I say that, I mean it. It's because a lot of people fuck up and end up losing people that really care about them, and they realize that later. It could be in a relationship, it could be in a friendship, it could be in a family. You know, it's very important to understand that do not compare your life to social media. Social media is super toxic.
Yeah,
you could be. I tell a lot of people, like even when I care about it, even if I date a woman or I have a friend. And shit happen. I don't want to turn into be the enemy. I'm just saying, like, you know, maybe you need to take a step back in your life and look at things from a different angle. Maybe one day you'll realize that, you know, you lost a huge value because people are jealous of people's situations sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't need to have millions of dollars to be happy. Mm-hmm. I go through hard times too, as a businessman that has employees, but I'm not trying to compete with nobody. I'm not trying to drive a Lambo because my cousin drive a Lambo. I'm always a car guy. I buy shit because I love it, and I know if I sell it, I can make money.
Yeah.
If I'm in deep shit. So the advice is stop trying to get that validation of social media. Mm-hmm. Stop thinking that the people that are commenting on your page are sending you DMs worth you losing a good friend, a good boyfriend, or a good girlfriend. Don't. Nowadays, you know, it's a headache. You're never going to achieve shit when you're just going to be running around chasing and try to prove something on social media. That's the biggest advice I can give today, because people get situations that are so good and they fuck it up. Like, I had an artist here that was so talented that I was going to do a joint venture with Boo, but shit just got to his head. Like, he was, motherfucker, we've been in this 20 fucking years. Mm-hmm. I'm doing music. I was 16. You fucking 23. You talented, but listen and be patient. Stop being so entitled. Mm-hmm. And that goes for the bitches on social media too. Stop being fucking entitled. And if you're a bird, you don't have to DM me because I don't fuck with birds.
Okay. One more time, if you want to just give, you know, the address here.
Shout out to you guys. I am very proud of Asia for even, you know, bringing this idea. I mean, I don't know if that was your cousin that brought it, because, you know, you might be stealing the ideas from her.
Whatever.
You know, she kind of look like smarter than you. But
you see how he tries to do me?
But I love these two girls. They really, you know, came out with. I like creative people. I love the fact that they came out with this idea. You know what I mean? And thank you for being so kind to me in your show. I was happy to be your guest. And this was glad the best one.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I'm glad you think so. Okay, your Instagram, name of the compound, all that, one more time.
My Instagram is at G Production, no S. The compound is GP_music. And the clothing line is MMA.couture. Mm-hmm. Come out, be coming out with a new collection. Also trying to do like a big collab with somebody that I'm not supposed to be talking about till everything is dope. But check out the website, www.mmacouture.com. You're going to love the clothes. And come book the studio.
Yep. All right. And you guys already know. Follow us at earhustle, EAR.HUSSLE.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye.